Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss season 4 of Disney Plus original show, High School Musical, the musical, the series. So this is the fourth and final season, 8 episodes long. That's it. We've had 38 in total. There was 10 in season 1, there was 12 in season 2, there was 8 in season 3, there was 8 in season 4. Could tell I'm a fan. This show is incredible, and this fourth season is my favorite out of the four. I watched it the first time around as soon as it came out, cried my eyes out through 4, 5, 6, and 7. No, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just every episode there was tears coming out of my eyes. And I was like, what is happening right now? Hits very close to home, and so I had to rewatch it immediately. So I watched season 2 twice within the short amount of time period that it's actually been out. It's it's incredible to have this wrap up. It's incredible to have the behind the scenes prequel aspect of where the characters are like meeting and like who inspired whom to audition for the musical the first time around. It's only been a year, technically, within the 4 seasons. So the first season starts the full semester of school starting at East High at in Salt Lake City, Utah. And so we meet our leopards because technically that school mascot is the leopard, and then the Wildcats is just the logo inspiration mascot for the fictitious East High Wildcats. But the real mascot is the leopards for that actual school, because it's an actual school in Ohio, in Utah, but East High is fictitious school in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the High School Musical movies. So the point of the series was to have a production of High School Musical performed at the high school that it was filmed at that the movie was filmed at. That was the original of that. Meeting those characters, all the will they, won't they's, dramas and stuff like that. Season 2, we had an amazing finale, and not a lot of people like that finale, but I love that finale of season 2. It's called Second Chance, and that song is my favorite song in all of the 4 seasons, and that song gets a musical interlude, score-wise, within very certain aspects of Ricky and Gina in the 4th season because of their story arc. And I'm like, bro, this is so cool. And then having that explanation, because a lot of people felt that them getting together in the 3rd season was forced because Nene left because Olivia Rodrigo exploded within popularity, so she left the show. But it wasn't forced when we're watching it now as an entire story, that the signs were all there in the 1st season. And then it led to the 4th season and Gina becoming this big movie star and filming another film, and the premise of the 4th season is filming High School Musical 4 at the school. But then also what happens after High School Musical 4 is finished filming, what happens to Gina in the next project, which is going to be cast in the next movie. That's the cool part about it. Ricky exploring his feelings of, I want to say I love you first, but I also want to support her in her traveling of filming this stuff. But she's filming with her childhood crush, Alana. I really love that we had a lot of mixed-race kids in this production in general. I said that a while ago, that the representation matters aspect was very, very strong within representing different kids from different combined cultures, because that's what America is now. That's how kids look. It's not just specifics to one specific race, one specific ethnicity. Everybody's combined, not everybody, but a lot of combinations have been happening and championed. So it's neat to see that representation, because a lot of kids who don't see that representation now have a means of seeing themselves on screen. We said that important wise in regards to Red, White, and Royal Blue. We said that within Heartstopper. We said that with a lot of different films and projects, and representation matters. Just because you can read something or see something on a book is not the same as seeing it on a screen, because you get an actual visual representation of yourself. Somebody looks just like you. Your mom is Japanese, your dad is of some African descent, and there's a character who looks just like you on the screen. And it's very rare because you don't really see that on the screen. Past, but present, and then moving on to the future. We're approaching a post-racial time period within film and TV, and I'm very happy to see that in progression, in progress. Very, very important to see the inclusivity aspect, very important to see the combo of humanity, that it's a we, not me. Very cool. Aside from all of that loveliness, the story arcs on themselves, the songs within this 8 episode arc that I've seen twice, the character development, especially with Ashley and Maddox's character, with Big Red and Seb having a kissing moment, and then having to figure out what's going on with cheating. Like, how do we apologize? How do we accept an apology? Do we disregard? Like, what happens? Like, these are very heavy conversations. Aside from trying to figure out your future, Courtney's trying to figure out between Lewis and Princeton, in regards to college. Ricky's trying to figure out what to do with his life in general, and it's a very specific character development on Ricky's part, on Joshua Bassett's portrayal of Ricky, that I did not expect at all. When he, at the end of the Halloween episode 4, Trick or Treat, when he talks to Miss Jen in his own living room. She's dressed as Mary Poppins. He's the, Zac Efron from Baywatch. And they're just talking, and he's got tears in his eyes, and he says, "Thank you for seeing me. I broke down. Did not expect it." He's crying. I'm crying. The world's crying. Moving on to episode 5, admissions. Miss Jen calls EJ, who's now in college. And so Ricky visits EJ at college while Courtney's visiting Lewis University in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's why it's called admissions, because they're trying to figure out college stuff while there's stuff going on in East High for the High School Musical 3 stage production, while High School Musical 4 is filming in the school as well. A lot of stuff's going on. But Ricky and EJ having the heart-to-heart. Ricky and EJ passing the "you're my brother, I love you, dude," the hugging at the end, the EJ giving Ricky the tough love, them singing together, just jamming out in the dorm room as old boys do. It was very important to see this in regards to character development, to see that they hated each other in the beginning and now they're the best of friends in the end. Very cool watching this progression, watching this story arc, especially with everything that happened within the two of them, especially because of Gina with EJ and then with Ricky towards the beginning, middle, and then end of season 3. So to have these story arcs, to have these wrap-ups, to have EJ giving the tough love to Ricky in the dorm, and Ricky just sobbing, tears flowing down his face. Joshua is an amazing actor, and what he expresses, you feel, and it's very hard to do that, and it's very rare that actually happens within an actual individual, within an actual actor. We talked about some actors who can do that, but I didn't know Josh can do that. And Josh can do that. And when he's sobbing on EJ's floor and he looks up at EJ and he just goes, "How?" And I broke down. Continuing on. Moving into Gina's character development. Gina's character development is amazing as well. Her trying to figure out how to be herself. And the 6-minute monologue she has at the end of season 8, right before the announcement of her being Juliet in the next, live action, not live action, in the next big budgeted, film of Romeo and Juliet. It's supposed to be Gina alongside this co-star Mac, and the will they won't they of their fake relationship was neat to see in regards to publicity aspect, because then Mac realizes that she has a great thing going on with Ricky and he doesn't want to interfere with anyone, and he wants to be a better actor because he sees Ricky as a good actor and he sees that Gina's a good actor, and they're all in the same age group. So, like, granted, Gina's a year younger because Ricky's graduating, but it was neat seeing that development. And it was that 6-minute monologue of the goodbyes was just heart-wrenching of why each individual character was important to Gina and why, how she was 20 different people before she got to East High, how she is now just Gina, and it's all thanks to all of them, especially Miss Jen. When her mom wasn't there for a year, her mom's now back. It was just so raw. And watching Sophie Weil just cry her eyes out and give this 6-minute monologue, I timed it. Impressive. Super impressive. I am very impressed with how far she herself as an actress has come from season 1 all the way up till now. We knew she could sing, we knew she can dance, but then this acting that came through in season 4 is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. The embrace of her and Ricky, the big "I love you" song at the end, all the kids just hanging out in the limo at the end, go to Denny's after their High School Musical production. This hit close to home a lot, especially because High School Musical 3 senior year, the film is about the senior Wildcats graduating high school in 2008. I graduated high school in 2008. This movie is specifically my year, and so it's just weird watching this, and then it's weird watching them put a production of High School Musical 3 in 2008 clothes, and I'm like, I had a shirt just like that. I have shorts in my closet just like that. It was spooky, very spooky how time works. So then, continuing on, the wrap up at the end of, you finish a show, whether it's a school show or an out of school show. Like I did a lot of out of school shows at local theaters, and that's what we did. We all went to diners after shows, and it's very close to home. The very, very end, after the post credit, the post credit scene is just the 12 main characters standing around the piano that Joe's character of Seb is playing for good from Wicked, and all of them singing the song. It was just such a perfect, change for the better song, and at a wrap up of the 4 years within East High, within the 4 years of the show that we've gotten, which in chronologically speaking, it's only technically a year within story, but it's 4 years, 2019 to 2023 of film, of TV series. We used to sing that song at the graduations. I was in the school choir for a couple years, not all the 4 years of high school, but we would sing that at each graduation ceremony because Wicked came out in 03, and so like that was a big massive song to sing as a final farewell kind of a thing, right? Time of your life. It was always a big prom song. I hope you had the time of your life. So we would sing that we would hear that at all the proms. I went to many proms when I was in high school and then out of high school. But to sing For Good at the graduation ceremonies, and then at my own graduation ceremony, have the choir at that point sing it as well. To then watch it now, celebrating the end of the show, which was celebrating the end of the production that they did of High School Musical 3, which takes place in 08, and I graduated in 08, and we sang that song, and here they are singing that song. Bro, it was just so meta. It was just so weird watching it all come together. It felt very cathartic. It felt very empowering. It felt very important in regards to closure on certain elements, questioning on certain elements. Can't get the words out today. It felt very important to see all of these things, to hear all of these things, to have these moments, to watch that 6-minute monologue, to understand certain things are okay. You don't have to worry about the future because today is today. That you can't guarantee tomorrow because you're here today. So what happens today? The past happened and got us to now. What happens next? What happens next is going to come. It was so well done. I also love that Lucas Corbeil, Moni Coleman, Corbin Bleu was in this. There was a lot of the main cast. To have Bart Johnson and Alison Reed back as their own characters, but then playing themselves in the show for a lot of it was just so cool as well. Those speeches, it was... I'm amazed. It was just such an insane meta aspect on a personal level, but such a wonderful wrap up from a story level. I have no qualms with how all of the relationships and all the friendships are coming together and resolved and explored and explained at the end. That prequel aspect was just so... The little note in his hat that she made for him at November, at the Thanksgiving party a year prior, it was so wonderful. So well done. I'm very impressed. What Team Wildcats. Yeah. We're good. We are good. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.